Okay. Yes. All right, we're back in. Okay, let's try this again. Why not? Yes. Thank you very much for hanging on with me. It has been fun. Uh, I thank you for your patience, and I'm losing my own. So hopefully you can at least that at least gives you a little bit of Schadenfreude to play with. You know, what greater pleasure is there in life than watching others suffer? Right? Right? Okay. Loading. Okay, fine. There's slightly greater pleasure out there, but this is the highest of the non-sexual pleasures. How's that for a way of putting it? Here we go round the loading icon, the loading icon, the loading icon. Here we go round the loading icon early in the morning. Still going. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've gotten back here. Right, and caps lock needs to work. So there we go. And it looks like it's going pretty smoothly right now, so looks pretty good. Okay, so we were trying to find... It's... Right, this didn't work. Somewhere around here was a path into... Oh, I think it was farther back over this way. So the code was 6341, if I recall. Hopefully one of you guys do too. Otherwise, it's only one of us. Okay, I think this is it. So if that's true, it's 6341. Woo! We are the champions, my friends. Oh, of course, it wouldn't be the entire house. It would just be the side into the wall. Oh, and here's a map of this. And it looks like the tree is actually at the center of all of this crap. So that probably means that it is the initiation place for this entire dome. What they call it, a cell? Okay, so in that case, we're over here, having just come through the wall there. And there's a rail yard. Bleeder. Don't really know what that is. There's the fuel that goes up to the rail yard. And there's the entry canyon where we started over here, which apparently they marked out, so that's cool. And there's CW. Got the battery. Oh, yes. I will not buy this record. It is scratched. I will not buy this tobacconist. It is scratched. Okay, so that is us. Okay, looks like maybe if we turn this over to match up with the map, that'll do something useful. Yeah, that does look like it matches, doesn't it? I wish I had a better perspective on this. That looks about right. Okay, so there's that one point along the wall where it's apparently indicating that there's something magical. There's also a slide here. I have no idea what that might happen to be. Oh, notes. Lots and lots and lots of notes. I shall document the curious events that have transpired with myself, my family, friends, and coworkers. Hartnell was a peaceful mining town founded by my grandfather and nestled within the red rock of the desert in the Arizona Territory. So, for the record, it seems like the Denis, from Myst, the Denis civilization was also based somewhere in the Arizona desert, or is it the New Mexico desert? Well, crap, I could be entirely wrong. Anyway, continuing. Its 163 inhabitants heard a mighty explosion on the night of June 27, 1903. I sent several workers through the town to verify that the explosion had not caused any injuries or damage to mining equipment. They returned and reported that must have been a loud clap of thunder caused by dry lightning, for they found no damage. It was not until the light of the next morning that we were amazed to realize something profound had indeed occurred. At some point during that night, our entire mining facility and a large circle of land around it seemed to have been scooped up and carried off to a completely different place, all without anyone knowing about it. All right, I'm liking it. The entire landscape outside of our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large floating rocks could be seen in the distance. No one had ever seen anything like it anywhere on Earth. We fully explored our new surroundings, hoping to find a way home. No way home was ever found. In fact, we soon discovered what we take for granted now. Not only could we not get back home, we also could not access the landscape outside the desert. Curiously, we discovered that a flow of water was provided from a high point of rock. We discovered a small tree growing on the very center of the circle. Our central tree that is so important to our lives here was just a mere sapling back then. Okay, that's the end of those notes. Species. Mofang. Through ambassador seeds, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to. And Liang was the first to call the alien a Mofang, impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms. They have a name for themselves. Their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, and because of their mimicry abilities, communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human languages rather than humans learning to speak Mofang. They've been able to learn almost every human language represented in Hunrath enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. The Mofang basic external morphology is remarkably humanoid. Bilateral symmetrical tetrapods, bipedal head with anterior facial features, mouth, eyes, and nostrils. Other external features include minimal body hair and raised dorsal protrusions. That's along the back, right? Constitution is somewhat frail due apparently to their thin and lightweight internal structure, but internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for a substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressive as evidenced by their advanced technology. Ah, okay. After maturity and health of the tree, a passage opened at its base. The passage allowed contact with two additional species. The first contact was with the Arai. Arai would be large beetle-like insects. We were able to communicate directly with them anyway, but they appear to have some rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lorne Toth who first made... yeah, kinda. They look gray alien-like. Who first made the journey through the heart to Kaptar and named both the New World and the inhabitants. The Arai have three distinct variants that have come to be referred to as barnacle, beetle, and... Oh god, barnacles! We're gonna get sucked up into things on the ceiling again. Although their morphology is dramatically different from human, their internal systems, like all of our neighbors, are supported by similar atmospheric composition and basic nutrients. In the barnacle stage, the Arai are completely immobile. The Arai stay in this egg-like development state seemingly indefinitely. In order to hatch, they must be in proximity of a polyarch and fertilized by the beetles after a certain stage of maturity. The beetles are the eyes and ears, hands, and feet. With only a minimal nervous system of their own, they are essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarchs. They are able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of individual sentience. All right. The Arai polyarchs are the intelligence and consciousness of the species. I'm going to start skimming this. Large amounts of close proximity, deeper communication. Communicate non-verbally. The Arai survived the road while several other sentient species came and went. Among them, ancient species who formed a deeper relationship with the Arai, carving temples and dwellings. Later, more recent species took over much of their homeworld. This species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using mostly to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as bait. Villain. The final species to be discovered were the Villain. The Lane had been communicating with the Arai for many years through ambassador seeds, but became part of the larger community very shortly after the Arai. With a large and imposing frame and form communication based on complex multi-voice low-frequency rumble, the initial introductions were intimidating. After several attempts, Emily Vidal was able to begin some rudimentary communication and began visiting the Villain in Marais, which she named on a regular basis. She discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use their technology in unexpected ways. They had the ability to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. Unlike the other worlds, the Villain sphere scooped out of a Villain resettlement group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. This was their way of life, to put themselves into stasis and scatter themselves through the stars. After previously, their appearance is imposing, standing about 9 feet tall with a distinct reptilian resemblance. Is it a Gorn? They have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs and arms, and a smaller set of arms. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations, but over the years they have created control panels based on their number system that allows other species to easier access elements of their technology. Ooh, well that's fun. Okay, so that's everything we know about these guys. Communication, talking with our neighbors. The Mofang. Okay, we'll come back to that later. But basically, that's how. If we need to know how to talk to things, we at least know where we are now. Seed information. The collector seed and the ambassador seeds. Okay. And mother seeds, collector seeds do not seem to survive. Of course, spent. Okay. The notion mother seeds extrapolates the behavior of the lesser seeds to a supersized seed. You posit that the process that actually created the paired spheres was similar to all other swaps, but on a much grander scale. 2 seeds were scattered on galactic winds to find appropriately similar environments. When matches were found, some process was triggered that swapped. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so we have an idea of what's going on now, and now we actually have a way into the goddamn house. So, everyone rejoice, rejoice and frolic. Oh, it's a teddy bear. Hello. Yeah, I would imagine that'd have to be the case, but you never know.
Well, I feel like I should say something. We haven't heard from Shavar, so well.
So if you could come in on Saturday, yeah, that'd be great.
Should we assume that Shavar? Well, the attack is inevitable. We just don't know when. So Shavar and her family, and others she trusts, I guess. Well, they'll arrive when they can, without giving, like covertly.
That's true. Sometimes the best thing to say is nothing.
In spite of our,
We will prepare the sharks with laser beams on their heads.
Locking down as much as possible here, and moving everybody out.
To the east side, in a deluxe apartment in the sky.
I'll go to Marais at the last possible moment.
Okay, so they went to one of the other worlds.
Most are gone. There's just a few left here now. The mayor got out early. I don't even know why I'm recording this. It's like somehow we'll live on or something. I guess this has meaning if someone listens, but who? A new one? A new arriver. Oh, God, the kiosk out front. I need to update that message.
And we have to wade through the whole thing. Looks like we're done with that. All right. Can we eject it? I guess so. Oh, there's another side, eh?
We all lost everything. Everything but our stories. And they shouldn't be forgotten. I was 3. It was April of 1983. Cecil, it was 1870 for you. Sam and Vera, you
Oh, that's the thing that we started with, wasn't it?
62 years since you saw that blast of light.
We actually already heard that at the beginning of the game, so I'll leave that for right now. But okay, so what else can we find around here? So here's what happened, or at least some of what happened. 4 species meet. So okay, basically in our world there is something. It looks like it took pieces of each of the other worlds and sort of stuck them over here. Okay. Well, at least now we have something resembling a story, and in addition, we have a plan for what to do with this guy. We know there's something about this area behind the tree there, which is actually where the door is going, isn't it? It goes between there and the rail yard. Oh, and there's also... Oh. I'll bet you that this is what we're supposed to put the other symbol on. Except it doesn't quite work. That, however, does work. Is that a code to something? Well, remember, if you see a combination of things that look like that, we have an idea of what's going on. But that does look intentional, doesn't it? Oh, Hitler sing. Wait, which song was Hitler singing? Welcome! Any other random books? Well, at least we have an idea of what's going on. We know that the tree has got to be one of our goals. So we're going to make the tree one of our goals. Oh, really? I did not see that. I have never seen that. All right, so we did make it here, but it looks like we should be able to do some cute stuff with our cart here. Because I remember a few places where we have the red rocks, and I'll bet you that's at least half of the reason why we're there. Oh. Österreich! Austria! Okay, so I'll take a few. Can I do it from in here? Yes, I can. So if I understand this correctly, we should be able to zap those rocks to get through. Unfortunately, we're facing the wrong damn position, which means we have to do some clever switching in order to fix that. I'm going to get out and do some exploring because I think it might be quicker in this case. So the main thing is we need to have some kind of cycle among these things. 'Cause otherwise, we can't really do anything that would change our relative position. Now, the other possibility is we do it from the other side, which is actually practical. Okay, let's try that then. So if I understand correctly, we don't need to have it switched in the right direction when we come from the other direction, just when we come from this direction. So if that's the case, do a little bit of switching. Right, and then from about here, we should have a good enough view. Haha! See? I'm not so silly, am I? And while we're on this track, there's some stuff in there that we might... Oh, it's the projector beam thing. There's also those set of red rocks over this way, aren't there? We have to just find the right angle from here. All right, let's hop out and see what we did. Those are the two sets of rocks that I could remember seeing. And yeah, we took out a projector. And that really doesn't help in any serious fashion. But hey, at least we did it. And just for the record, I'm going to take a look up here see if there's any other red rocks that we can get through. Doesn't look like it. And I kind of wonder what happens if we hit that. I don't think it's a projector, so I don't think it's going to do anything with the wall. Yep, doesn't do a thing. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do up, 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 do up. Till 12 tonight. Wednesdays I'm on till 12. All right, we do have to get out, unfortunately. Oh, actually, that's kind of intelligent. It actually sees if you have room for exiting. On Sundays, it's actually normally till 11, but I've been kind of playing around with my hours. Last time I just wanted to finish the damn game, like Undertale, so... Yeah, I've been doing it earlier and earlier. That end of track's not going to go anywhere, but we can follow it further this way. This may do absolutely nothing useful, but if that's the case, then we'll just deal as we go along. Otherwise, we can take out the red laser. Well, I'm not sure if the red laser actually counts in that case. Well, just because we know it's right there, and just in case we didn't do it right the last time, No, it does not look like it has any effect whatsoever. Yes, got the 2 rocks that I knew about. There may be others. So we went up that way. We didn't go that way yet, so let's do that next. Okay. Question is, oh, we might be able to reach some things around the tree. Let's get out and see if we can find tree thingies. Oh, what's been bugging you, Spencer? Set a spell. Lighten your load. Well, it looks like the gas tank was actually above ground. It had it in the back, and it said fuel. So it's possible that things weren't actually that deep. Not saying likely, but it's possible. This wasn't open before, was it? This wasn't lit, I should say. If you see any shimmery thingamabobs, then that could be cool. Otherwise, maybe it's possible to shine the light through there, but that seems like a small target and doesn't look like it has a straight line sight. All right, I'm going to continue to cycle around here and see if there are any other areas of red rock. So there is this guy, but I don't think that's the point. Now, at least nothing getting into the tree itself. It does appear to be water pressure there, so that's worth something. So it looks like this used to be a place for you to load up on some resource, like coal or something. Alrighty. And let's, just out of sheer curiosity, see what happens this way. Ow. A little bit. Mostly, I feel like you should be able to, like, clamber up small ledges. I mean, I guess the thing is that there's things that a person can and can't do in real life. And it kind of feels like, at times, you should at least be able to do, some of those things. Can we bust through? No. I would have guessed that. Right. I understand the idea of not wanting to kill you, so maybe jumping off too high ledges is something, but I would kind of prefer it to be a little bit like, Zelda or something like that, but maybe that's a little bit too unimmersive, if you know what I mean. I wonder if that is red rock. I don't think it was, but then again, what do I know? It looks like pretty real rock. Okay, there's got to be something that we can do with the tree. So let's do a side trip. I do kind of want to fire the blue laser at this guy, but I have a feeling that wouldn't end well for many people. But it could be exactly the thing that we need. How am I supposed to know? I'm the newbie here, you know? Oh, this thing respawned?
All right, now move around it.
This is our one.
How are you charging? Is there a button I need to pull? Like a lever? Or it looks like everything is power. Oh, except for that. Right, so since we were here, I guess the idea was I wanted to walk back over to the tree, since I actually can get a reasonable view into the place now. Right, well, they're not necessarily 4 directional views, but yeah, a limited number of views, that's for certain. Can you overwater a tree, or is that really not a thing? Feels like that should connect up to something, but hell if I know what. Oh, we actually haven't been up to the other side here, up the elevator from before, so let's check that out. Out of curiosity. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Open again, because I want to leave. I wonder, that's weird. It won't move anymore. Oh, because, see, I redirected the thing, and okay, that would make sense. I broke things. Whee!
We ain't making further progress till you disable that red Mofang beam. You're gonna have to get through the wall of this cell.
All right, well, he says that that's what we need to do, and so let's give it our darndest, eh? Should be able to do it from over here, I imagine. Could be wrong. In fact, I should be able to do it from right here. Did that sound good to anyone else, or does that sound like a terrible thing? Oh, boy. All right, the Armageddon is here. Everyone kiss your asses goodbye. Good night, Sally. Am I about to die? I'd like to know. It would, in theory, take a while for any noxious gases to escape to near the center of this area, but I don't know.
You're gonna have to get through the wall of this dome.
I just kind of did. Well, let's go investigate some of the areas that we were at before. So that might explain why we need the tracks. But the question is, everything outside looked like it was just kind of barren. How can they run so fast if they don't have any What? I didn't say anything. Well, okay, let's head over here. So there. What the hell just happened? Aren't we still? What? Hello? We just wrapped around. Well, that's magnificent, ain't it? So I see the point now. Well, actually, the question is, what do the other tracks go to? Because they led over here. Oh, wait, they don't lead into the wall. They lead almost next to the wall. But we can walk through the wall. So let's find out what's going on over there, huh? It's another mine shaft, it looks like. Where are we? I'd better check. That's not going to help too much. I think we're up in the hills near the junkyard. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, that's a ticket. Now, it may not actually be the junkyard. It may be a perfectly nice place to live, but at least at first glances, it's a junkyard. And I think this is where I came in from the other side, isn't it? Yeah. So, that's freaky. I think there was one more place for you to access the wall, which is over here. Just want to make sure I cover all my proverbial bases. Okay, so eventually we want to get over there, but we're not really in a rush now, are we? Yeah, so those are all just sort of go back to the same place. That's actually pretty cute, Spencer. So we're basically in a giant Atari wraparound world. Whee! Or to be technical, a kind of toroidal space. I guess not, because toroidal implies that we're on a rectangle and wrapping around that way, which we're not. All right, so we have to go all the way back. Things that are fun. Right, wrong button. Okay. So, we may have caused the apocalypse. Anyone have anything to say about that? I don't know, any I don't want to dies, or... Thus always to tyrants. It's been a good first day of this, I suppose. We've discovered how to break physics. Oh, for this game? Yeah, it's brand new, so I wouldn't imagine... I don't feel like we're stuck anymore. Not at least not in the same way. So we'd still have this disabling ray. so look for any other red thingies. Oh, right, because the tracks might be able to take us places that we can't go on foot because, you know, it's just a bunch of rails. Nope, 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 nope. We did it wrong. There we go. I'm not handicapped, I'm handy. Well, either this'll... Nope, not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. Except that there is... Isn't there another path? Am I crazy? Let's try this again and see what we can see. Oh, say, can you see? This could give us some perspective on some zappable areas, though. So I think we should get out and search for some. What do you say? Okay, fine. Not there. You're so picky. This should be fine. Eyewitness recordings. I mean, I could understand eyewitness accounts, but not eyewitness, like, not like videos of it. That just doesn't seem to make much sense. I assume we're talking about the Lincoln assassination. Could be wrong. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. Wouldn't be the second time either. I mean, I know a bunch of people were there to see it, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone recorded it between then and now. I mean, there's, you know, overlap with recording technology as a whole. I can barely reach it. Okay, so it is an account, which is entirely reasonable. Just making sure that I haven't missed anything obvious. Oh, except, oh, right. We actually, there's one more place we haven't explored yet, and now it makes more sense why we would need to do this. Aha! Good to know. I think we're inside the compound, the junk. Okay, this is indeed a junkyard of sorts. The door should be over here. There we go. Ha! I knew there was a trick here. All right, so let's explore here on foot a bit and see if we can find anything else. So it looks like this is just a circular area, but we can climb up, it looks like. Get the low-down skinny on this hubbub. Yeah, I was going to say, that seems... I'm getting a message from someone on Steam, so... Do not worry about that right now. Or actually, I'll do this. I'll just tell him to hold his horses. Okay. Back we are. So this is all the stuff that we that they found, apparently. New arrival. So are they, like, just taking over places to, like, use for stuff? Okay, so I'm guessing there's got to be a red thingy. Or there's this thing. Looks like it's an elevator. Elevator go down the hole. All right, well, we'll need to get that back here. In the meantime, let's explore a bit. So we already have, I think this was the path back to the other side. Yes, it is. But we haven't gone this way yet. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. 90 miles a day. Try to run, try to hide. All right, well, let's take a trip down. We're going down, down, in and out around. Hold thy horses, wait it out. I'd be curious to see the accounts. I mean, I know it was, well, I mean, at least in newspaper accounts, it was well recorded. Semper Fidelis Tyrannosaurus! I think you mean Sic Semper Tyrannis. What you just said is always faithful, terrible lizard. I did? Cool! Oh, hey. Let's leave it as it is right now. This thing is just... Oh, wait, come on. You could pry that out. Oh, I see. So that's the only one that actually is making contact. Don't know if that actually is making anything run, though. So there are fuses. All right, we'll leave that up for now. Oh. Oh. Muy interesante, eh? So we've seen this before, clearly. But there's a few weirdnesses. I'm not sure how this is encoded. Oh, god damn it. This is going to be interesting. That's 7. I meant to put 1. Two. Whoops. 3. So the 3 things are connected. And that doesn't fit the pattern, at least as I understand it. Okay, so this is a... This reminds me of Riven. That should be, yep. So it's a base 4, it looks like. They really like their alternate number systems, don't they? So in that case, 12 is going to be that. And what's 16? Whoops, that's the wrong one. So starts first digit, second digit, third digit. 16 times 4, 64. So it's center, up, right, down, left. So with that, we should be able to decode the thing back where we found it. 64, 128, 256. Should be that one line. Yep. Sure. I'll use the best explanation. So we do math in base 10, but this problem was actually in base 8, which is just the same thing as base 10 if you're missing 2 fingers. So it basically means, if we're counting to 10, it normally is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? But if we're doing base 4, that means when we hit 4, we're actually, we have no digits that are higher than 3. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 0, because the second place is the number of 4s we have. We have 1 4 and 0 extra, and it goes from that, and it goes on that way. So 8 would be 2 0, 12 would be 3 0, and then 16, which is 4 4s, then is a 1 0 0, because the 4s place can only hold up to 3 4s, so we have to push it up further 1. If you didn't understand that, I'm sorry, but I'm also not trying to teach a class right now, so you better figure this out on your own. Okay? Okay. Kenway, Bilhem, and Bale. Billum and Bale. Okay, this is a pun, isn't it? Kenway. I know Billum and Bale sounds like a parody, but all other injuries. Mula Cola. Anyway, we'll go back and look at the other code plate in a bit. But at least I know what I'm doing now. It looks like, good. Just what we needed. Yeah, see, here's the gas tank I was talking about. That does look like it's above ground, so it makes sense it would be there. All right, is there anything else that we're missing? I see. That gives power to the garage in downtown. So there's probably a few more things that are open in downtown then. Maybe? I don't know. I don't... But, Billum and Bale sounds like a great thing. Okay. So now the question is, first off, let's look at that panel, the electrical panel out here, and see if everything is on. And everything is on, so that's good. So the town and the ramp are both on. The ramp. Also, it was the garage that was off before. But I keep on feeling like it was... I guess it must have been the garage before. Okay, so the thing that was changed was downtown. So we should probably check that out. So one more pass over to see if I missed anything. This whole spherical cutout thing is actually kind of a neat visual thing. I am appreciative of this. See if there's anything over here that we missed. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of stuff here, isn't there? Am I crazy? And boy, am I happy now this thing isn't chugging every 30 seconds. Oh, okay. Sorry, you're thinking of, is it Lot's wife? Turn into a pillar of salt? As opposed to, Orpheus, who had a different problem. So there must be a reason we need to bring the cart over here. So it feels like there must be another projector that I'm missing. Oh, wait. Could it possibly be inside of that guy? And if we turn it the right way, we'll have access to it. Because right here, we should be able to aim it somewhere. So let's check out downtown first, since we're not that far away. But then we'll come back and try that out. Because it's in base 4, and my own just the reason being the pattern started to fit. That's why I went through it incrementally, because I was trying to, because basically the big clue was that the initial things disappeared once we got back to base, once we got past 4. So it meant that something reset at 4, which generally is a good indicator that we're at base, that we're in base 4, or in some divisor of 4, I suppose. But in this case, it is base 4. All right, so let's take a look at the diagram again and see what number this is. Okay. Interesting. So the thing that's most interesting is these side things. I'm guessing that... So if it's 1, 2, 3... See, the one that's mysterious to me is this one here, because we didn't have a dot there. But it certainly is the right thing. It might be that we have to go even higher. We must go higher. To try things over that number and see how that works. Okay, but anyway, let's visit the town, shall we? Okay, so that would be, for example, the house. Okay, we do have light. That's nice. Including this guy. How convenient. So not much here. There's also over here, as previously mentioned. I don't see anything obvious. Does have to be that cable. Didn't see that there before, but it looks like nothing is magical. Except for friendship. Friendship is magical. Okay. So I think the next thing we have to do is decoding. So 2 things we can do is to get to the spheres, is to rotate the sphere and see if there's a projector that we can use it on, and then get the right coding for that. So that is, it was shifted along the middle. So I'm guessing when we go over 4 to the 4th, or 4 to the 5th actually, we're going to start getting into some more interesting patterns. Trust me, you don't always want your friends of the naked variety. I have friends I would never want to see naked. Yeah, I'm. This is actually. Thank you very much for all your help, Spencer. I am really. There's a part of me that is being stubborn and actually wants to solve this my way. But it's like with the witness. Remember? I don't know if you were there for that. All right, so let's try 1024. Error. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. Oh. Oh, so we can actually sculpt this, huh? Well, let's see what happens here. So the pattern we want. This is new. All right. No, that's not what I wanted. Still not what I wanted. Really not what I wanted. Thank you. Okay. Or maybe... So if it doesn't work that way, then it might be that we should just shift it over and see what happens there. So if that's the case, then it would be... What just happened? That's interesting. 406, so 1122. Well, let's see how this works. Let's see, if we draw a appropriate thing, will it just encode it correctly? Could this just be a learning machine type thing? Oh, right, wrong one. 260, which is 128. $256 plus 4. Yep, that is it. Computers work in base 2 binary for the most part. Often, in order to just keep it easy for programmers, they treat it in base 16 because it's reasonably close to base 10, and also means that 2 base 16 or hexadecimal. In hexadecimal, it takes 2 hexadecimal digits to make up 1 byte, which, since bytes are basically what all computers live off of nowadays, that is a good thing to play with, a good thing to be able to quickly understand. All right, so we have that one was not ideal, but we have one more thing to look into. Do we see any red rock or anything that would be... I kind of wonder what this glowing blue crap is, you know? If we hit that with a blue laser, what happens? And we need to point it this way. So let's put the entrance here, if we can do that. Is there another button, or is there just one button here? So there's just one button. So be it. Okay, and let's verify that's the right place to be. And then we'll try taking our cart over there. So if that's the right one, we should be able to see most of the blue... well, it's enough to test it. How's that for a way of putting it? I might have to go all the way back. Sometimes the way forward is also the way back. Please put your contribution in the little box. And also are those red rocks out there, which I don't... well, the beam doesn't... the beam probably doesn't do that right. Oh, I can also turn this around 180 degrees, which means we can point at things we couldn't point to before, which would be great if we knew what we wanted to point it at. All right, that should allow us to do it. Let's see if this will work. Take a look from here anyway. See if we can see anything that's worth zapping. Not yet, at least. Okay, it looks like I have to face the other direction for this to work, if it's going to work. All right. Well, then let's do that, shall we? I have some ideas. I can't say for certain I have a clear objective, but I have an unclear one, and that's better than some. Okay, apparently doesn't like me being here. Okay, not a huge fan of mine, but that's okay. But remember, this is also a circle track, so it allows us to point in different directions. Oh, right. So, for example, we should be able to point ourselves... We are now reversed, I'm pretty sure. Yes. So from here... we might be able to shoot something. Does this look just like a perfect place for shooting something? There was a comment about something up here. Oh. You did see that, right? Nice. Alright, let's turn this off and back out of here so that we can see what the hell we just did. Well, not too much. It's one of those, I want to take a bit of a break. Tried out for the Music Man, didn't make it in, but that's the way it goes. Huh, interesting. How do we get down there? So it seemed like it would need to be something from here to my right. But it would have to be underground or something? This still brings me up top here. Indeed. I like Perseverance. Perseverance is fun! Okay, there's got to be another way to get down there. These mine shafts don't seem to be the right one. can't get through over there. Have to be on the other side of the river. The only other way I can see is by playing around with the silly gate thing down there. So let's try that. That can't hurt terribly, can it? Because, right, we can get kind of... Yeah, we can get back and forth now. So, in theory... Well, there's also that door, which... Oh, right. The door that's locked that we haven't been able to access because of the whole crazy things. Well, let's see what happens, shall we? Okay, I'm kind of liking this game so far. I hope other people are having fun as I'm doing this too, because, you know, otherwise it's kind of silly. But so, to my understanding, if we are to make it so it evens out again and then pull the lever, I think it should flatten out again. Or not. Let's try this then. There we go. Ah, that's why they're scratched. It's that platform that's moving. That makes more sense. All right, so in theory... Okay, there is a way through here eventually. But let's try pulling this again and seeing what we can do. Pulling this again doesn't do anything, right? I feel like it has to be able to turn the other way somehow. I wonder why it's not working the way I expect it to. Oh, right. I just remembered something. And for this, I believe there's another way to get to the wall, or the perimeter, via this thing. All right, that's a pretty good gag. And if this works... It's like thinking fourth dimensionally or something like that. Whew. So, long story short, I believe we can get to the perimeter back through this area, which would mean that we would come to an entirely new region. At least I remember something like that. There's so many things to remember. So if you go that way, you'll go to the back of the White House. To the white of the back house? To the inn of the outhouse. But if we went this way, I thought we actually got to the perimeter. Yeah, look, we're at the perimeter. And if I understand correctly, we should be somewhere new. And yep. We need to go a roundabout way, but we will be able to get there. But while we're here, let's do a little bit more exploring, shall we? Huh. Also this. Where are we now? Well, I mean, okay, we're still in, was it Harnell? Harwood? Hardy, Hale, and Harty. So this is near the area where there was that circle, if I recall. Oh, it's just coming from the other side, so we don't even need to do that crap, I think. Oh. This is that device that's supposed to attract a new... So we might be able to warp something else in here. At least eventually. Okay, we can't go over the direction we are, but we should remember that this is here, because that could be very useful. So maybe they pulled this from the other side? It's hard to say. Anyway, we know one thing we have to do. Let's start with that then, huh? I'm glad my random ramblings are actually entertaining someone. Okay, we're going to go... Actually... This whole area is also in here, which... This we haven't been to yet. Ooh, piano music. Pretty piano music. We just opened up a whole bunch of new paths, didn't we? Wait, that was it? Because remember, we typed in that pattern and we did that and it came out with 406, so that's how I came up with that. Okay, well, yay for me for remembering a number. Okay. Ah, and here we are. And we couldn't have done that from the other side of the door? Okay, there's got to be some interesting trickery here. Is da 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 da. All right. Anyway, we have some quick paths through this area now, so that's always good. Josef for mayor. All right. Do not approach anything. For whoever, may all your doors stay open. Weirdly sweet. Probably the mayor's diary. This is found through a Farley's plan with regard to an imminent attack. The full council vote. We're going to read up on this later, but for right now, I have a few other things I don't feel like reading quite yet. All right, so many things to do. Okay, The starting one is we need to put the what is that called? The sluice, maybe? Back to where it was. Fortunately, it's just right over here. Right, and we also have the White House to get back and forth. So we have plenty of ways to get back and forth. But I think that might be one of the more efficient ones. And we're clearly in an old west town that's been kidnapped by aliens. So, of course, you're going to have to want that. Nope, 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 nope. Down. Down. Thank you. My brain is starting to go a little nuts, but this has been pretty entertaining so far. So I knew that once you actually got, like, the first thing, the rest of it, not maybe it wouldn't start falling into place, but it would start getting more interesting. We still haven't found a way to get down to the, into the tree area itself, but I think this is what they were indicating on the map, the mayor's abode. Bodega. I don't even know what that means. And I have to say, the game is actually fairly pretty. I'm going to give them props for that. There we are. Remember where we parked. We're in the itchy section. Okay, so if we go straight through that, it'll happen. Anyway, we're now over here, and I'm pretty sure by pulling this lever, something good will happen. Probably involving, yep, that's those stairs. Anyway, we're here, and we've not been here before, so let's follow this into here. Oh, we're getting somewhere interesting now. There's an elevator that goes down into the mayor's room, it appears. Should be powered. Except it isn't. Alright, as before, let's trace the cable back down, around. So it's that cable that's doing this. Oh, wait, is that that's a boat? Is that an airplane or a boat? I can't quite tell. Or is it a bus? That's sticking straight out of the ground. Well, at least we know that's an elevator now. So we go back to the mayor's house, then we might find something new. I guess this will work. Hey, Wits End, how's it going? Striker, 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 striker! No. Okay, there still has to be a reason we can rotate this guy. Not sure what it is yet. Unfortunately, you got here just as I was about to start heading for bed, but at the same time, I'm actually rather entertained. Ah, here. So why is this not working? Clearly, something is wrong. Okay, so over here, yeah, that's the cable. Comes down there and over to there. Let's check the board to make sure everything's running reasonably smoothly. Maybe we need to turn off that switch. Let's try it, I guess. Yes, this is actually made by the same guys who made Myst. This is a Cyan World's brand new game. Hot off the presses. Get them while they're hot. Okay, this is just an experiment. So my thought is maybe it's over we need to increase the total amount of available power. So with that, the ramp and the town, which the garage is open, that's all that really matters there. And otherwise, yeah, I don't know. We can try it. What is the worst that happens? Nope, that ain't it. Maybe I have to read through the damned logbook. It's like, Bob stole this thing, and we have a new password, which is 555-5555. Why do you need... Okay, I understand the desk. Desks are useful. I appreciate a good desk. But why do we have to have this backing and the American flags? And what the hell... Japan and Germany? Well, it looks like just red and white. I don't know. Cool deal. All right, let's turn the power back on, because I'm not about to just sloppily leave the power off now, am I? I don't want to be slop-tastic. Thank you very much for your help. Just curious. Whoops. Right. Yeah, that's got to be it. All right. Why the hell is that not working? Exactly. I always wonder, why is that necessary? Okay, so that goes to the door, which, well, I guess... So there's power running over here. That's hooked up to itself, which is not necessarily a good thing. As power levels exceeded the dissipation phases, trigger creating electrical charge followed by discharge into the water. Oh, right, there's a thing called the bleeder. I forgot about that. Huh. Oh, interesting. Here's the history. And Jansen, who's the guy we've met, or, well, not met, but, you know, dealt with. So it looks like there should be power running, because it looks like power is getting into here, which is cool. So I'm going to say let's take a quick trip back round, see what we can see. That closes it, I take it, or is that open it again? Oh, it's still open. Anyway, it's all good. We solved the puzzle. Ooh, boy. All right, okay. Sorry, just getting stuck on the scenery. It happens. I'm going to go for a few more minutes just to see if I can solve this last bit. Otherwise, I'll be back on Sunday. So long story short is we want to get down to the... Oh, actually, that is right. We also need to try... Oh, we did try that door out again, and it didn't do squat, so... Yay. I guess we can take a shortcut. There are all these shortcuts I'm creating, and I keep on forgetting about them. I'm terrible. What can I say? So we saw this one coming around. It looks like this is powered in some way, so it's got to be... Oh, it's another code. Well, I think we have to start reading some documents here. Otherwise, we ain't going to be able to do this. Is there anything that is recognizable? So there's a buzzer. Is that? It looks like otherwise just a code with a few thingamabobs. So there's no easy way to discern it from this thing itself, so... Anyway, good to know that we've at least identified a puzzle. Every puzzle has two parts. One is the frame puzzle. That is the the thing that says, hey, look, I'm a puzzle. You should solve me. Versus, and then figuring out how to solve it. Problem is that there are, puzzles that give you the problem without the obvious solution are pretty common. Those who give you not obvious solution and not obvious problem are kind of tricky. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be inside the documents in here. Any numbers? Page 2 of 2. No, this is just about the bleeder itself. Nothing obvious. It's probably in here then. There's this 5-digit code here. I think it's a 6-digit one. All right, special cancel session 2. Discuss final approval of Farley's plan, and I gave my final approval. Preparations update. Farley says that tunneling is almost complete. That informs us that the Villains must have completed their construction and started testing. Special cancel number session 12. Oh, it's 11, not 2. No one attended. I will inquire as to reason for their absence. It appears that the council members feel like we're having too many meetings. Since the plan has been approved, perhaps we can reduce our meetings to every 2 days for now. I was asking Cecil about his absence. I also inquired about securing the tower area. Cecil will provide a new key code for the lower lock in the next few days. Cecil was concerned about survivors not having access, so it was decided that we would conceal the code in Farley's house and give the residents the location as they were being chambered. I also had him change the upper tower access code. Not having... Conceal the code in Farley's house and give the residents the location as they were being chambered. I also had him change the upper tower access code. Due to the code is placed under the direction. A clue to that code has been placed under the direction of our first mayor. So I'm guessing that refers to... What is this? Oh, that's the compass, right. under the direction of our first mayor, which is Luther Roscoe. Or possibly Carl Hunrith. I'm guessing it's more likely Carl Hunrith because that's the from 0, I suppose. Placed under Carl Hunrith. That refer to his grave that we saw over there? Or is it just some... Oh. Let's try... It could just be 10220AH. Or 10220. Let's just read that again for a moment. All right, let's try the 10220 and see what happens. That's true. It's more like my favorite ones are the ones where if you ever heard the term a brick joke, you think you've solved all the puzzles, but eventually you discover that something about the other information that you've been given, just quietly alongside everything else, ends up being the thing that you want to. The clue to something that you didn't even know you wanted the answer to. Was it 5 digits or was it more? I can't remember. Well, let's try it. It can't hurt, right? Already failed once. So, 1, 0, 2, 2, 0. A? Okay. 10220. I'm guessing that's still it's still a hint. So I'm going to betcha that we'll find the result in the Farley house, or the White House. Not that White House, the other White House. I entered 5 at the rotary phone. I entered 6 digits in the end. Unless you meant I put a 5 instead of a 2, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's just so it's a 6-digit number that we're looking for, and apparently the clue might be 10220. But it says that it's in the Farley house, so let's go there, shall we? Every time I hear Farley, I keep on thinking of Chris Farley. I haven't seen many of his movies, and I know he died an untimely death, but I don't have anything bad to say about him. Don't have anything really good to say about him either, but neutral's okay. So that's the bleeder, I take it. We'll have to learn more about its functioning later. Okay. Okay, these are other people who came in. Emptied and filed. So 10220 might be the date of something else here. So I'm guessing each of these is a day as opposed to a year. It could be crazy, but that seems reasonable. Just curious. Ah, that's... Well... Anyway, sorry. I was looking for any information. Yeah, I'm not seeing it right now. Could be that I'm just not looking in the right way. For some reason, I feel like this book is important somehow. Yep, the pianist is... Okay. Could be on this thing. So we flipped over the tape, so let's rewind this a bit more. I will tell him that in a moment. Da-da-da. Sorry. Oh, come on. It can't be that far. Look, I was in the era where we had cassette tapes. It didn't take that long to rewind these things. Okay, I'm lying. It took exactly this long. But still. Yeah. Actually, you have a point, because it was pointing at the tower. You may be right. Okay, we're going to check that out in a moment. All right, we're going to put this down right now. Fine, we'll do that now. So the tower is there, and it circles this thing over here. I'm not sure. That's indicating something just outside the mayor's office. Busk. Oh, it's forest. Gotcha. Oh, no, it was rewinding just very, very quietly. It's not rewinding. Yeah, there's going to be silence for a while because I rewound a lot. Okay. Ah, cute teddy bear. Right. All right. I'm going to. So that's the only obvious hint that I see here of any kind. Okay, so it's just bracing. Oh, whoops! I just started moving right, and that would certainly surprise me a little bit. Okay, that's got to be a secret somewhere. Oh, that's right. This. Oh, that explains it. I'm able to adjust the height. I'm just curious because I solved this puzzle earlier, but. That was. I'm surprised I was able to solve it, but I was right. One oh two two zero. That is a base 4 number for what it's worth. 10220. What number would that be? Okay, I'm going to do a quick bit of math here. Well, every number is technically divisible by itself. Okay. $296, just for the record. The 10220, if it's in base 4, becomes the brain. I just had it here. 296. So also look for the number 296 if it ever comes up. Okay, this is just me going crazy, I'm sure. Right, we don't go this way, we can go this other way. It's much easier. Now my eyes bothered me without my glasses. What the hell did I do to deserve this? Alright, I'm really gonna have to go in a moment. I just want to see if I can solve this last goddamn thing. If 296 is it, then maybe if we... Nothing that we typed in the machine actually made a hell of a lot of sense. But... now that we actually... Is there anything... Nah, that just doesn't make any... I mean, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just that it doesn't have any real meaning or anything in any real sense. So, yep. Yep, that's about it. do that, it'll just show that again. Okay. Nope. That could be entirely made up on my part, so... This one has a phone number on it. Oh, hey, here's what it talks about. Okay, so we didn't have to figure that out on our own. It was all here in the first place. But we still figured it out on our own. I'm good at... There's another puzzle in the most recent game of... What the hell is it called? Something. I'm tired. That's causing an issue. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to let this go for the night. I've actually had a lot of fun, but it's still tricky. So, thank you all for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this as well. I like this, and I will be playing it again this next Sunday. Because, damn it, I'm not going to let this game beat me. And if you want to come along and help me out, all together awesome. So, see you later. Oh, Gameolio just followed me, so I should give him a follow, or not a host. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so as usual, if you're new, feel free to check out all my stuff, which is cool. I have some YouTube stuff that I really need to add more stuff someday, but one thing at a time. Please feel free to follow me if you haven't already. Twitter, I have stuff, and yeah, I'll be back next Sunday. Same, I might be doing it early this time, so just keep an eye out on Sunday. Just keep feelers out. Okay, so in that case, I guess we're going to follow Gameolio. So give me a second to get that set up. Oh, I don't have a links. I should make a links to post in here, but I need to do that. Yeah, you're very welcome. And trade hosts would be cool, but for right now, I'm heading out, and he's going to be on here. So one thing at a time. But I'm going to 1 second here. All right, I'm sending you over to him right now. Right, sorry, too much sound. So have a good evening. I'll see you later, and have a great rest of your week.